right, it's our 10th year of the Toronto After Dark Film Festival right now. 10 long years, but so many cool movies played. Who's been here for most of the festival so far? Great, awesome. We've got a lot of really great guests here tonight. Before we get to any of that, we need to thank our major sponsors, Cineplex, Anchor Bay, Raven Manor, and Space. Yeah! All right. The movie you're about to see tonight is for people that love to watch people get kicked in the teeth and punched in the face and shot in the face and bodily harm happening all over the place. It's wall-to-the-wall action, lots of fights, and locally produced. This is a Ontario action movie with more bullets than you can shake a stick at and blah, 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 blah. It's really cool. It's fun. Before I get to all that, I'm basically going to say that we have a few more screenings coming up throughout the week. There's still tickets available for Nina Forever tomorrow night, which is a really good movie. And if you're into action and craziness, Tag on Thursday at 7 is right up your alley. We've got tickets for that. One of my favorite films of the festival, Love and Peace, is playing on Thursday. And we have tickets for Patchwork. And at midnight on Friday, we still have tickets left for Deathgasm, which is insane. All right. We do have a short film before this, like we always do, called I'm Coming to Paris to Kill You. It's fun. The filmmakers couldn't be in the house tonight, but they send their regrets, and they really hope you do enjoy it. But let's get that all out of the way and say, Allan Ungar, are you in the house? The director of Gridlocked, coming to the stage right now.
Oh, is this on?
There he is. Take a bow, Allan. Don't take it down.
We're really pumped to be here tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Before I dive into it, I'm going to bring up a couple of people to help me introduce the film. First, we have our producer, Bruno Marino. One of the stars of the film, Cody Hackman. And the one and only, ultimate fucking badass, Trish Stratus. And Trish would like to introduce somebody as well.
Yes, I have a special guest here today who's supporting us. He is a multi-time champion. I mean, I'm a champion, but this is a whole different kind of champion. He is a Toronto legend. Any guesses? Joe Carter. Yeah! So how about them Jays?
I'm going to talk about the Jays.
It's going to be a great movie. It's going to be a great movie. Enjoy the movie.
Yeah, but think about 1985 when the Jays had the Royals down 3-1. 30 years later, it's reversed now, baby.
Yeah! We're really pumped to be here in our hometown for the Canadian premiere at After Dark. I've been coming to this festival for a long time. The crowd kicks fucking ass. You guys are awesome. We're really stoked for you to see the film. You know, this is a throwback and a tribute to the kind of movies that I grew up watching, the Die Hards, the Assault on Precinct 13s, and ultimately movies that kind of inspired me to become a filmmaker. And it was quite an adventure making it, I would say, which would be an opportune time to thank all the cast and crew. I know a lot of you guys are here tonight. Come on, guys. These guys put in 120% every day, put up with a lot of my bullshit. Thank you. And a lot of people, they thought we were crazy for trying to make a Toronto-based action movie on the budget that we had, but we pulled it off. And I'd also like to thank this guy for continuing to say yes every time I wanted more bullets, more blood, more violence. I don't think he was happy about it at the time, but thank you, Bruno. Also like to thank, I guess on behalf of all of us, our friends and families who have been putting up with us for years. We very much appreciate it. Really hope you enjoy the movie. We had a lot of fun making it. We'll be here afterwards to answer some questions, talk about the flick, and then I guess we're going to the Office Pub afterwards, which is the...
You've totally done my job.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Totally. It's
all right.
Office Pub afterwards.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you're going to do it. You're going to do it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's just a disclaimer I like to put out there, but just so you know, 100% satisfaction is guaranteed. So...
And then you put that in. Okay, here they come right now. Allan Ungar, everybody. Cody Hackman. Trish
Rob Robles, come down here, buddy. Where's Rob? He doesn't want to come, but he's going to come anyway. Come on. Oh, fuck, he's already here.
Oh, Mike Lane, editor. Okay, great. So to start with, first of all, I'd like to say, very fun movie. I guess, where did the idea come from? Besides everything you were raised on,
My whole childhood, yes. Rob and I were talking about doing something that was just a straight up tongue-in-cheek throwback to the 80s and the 90s. And we had just watched The Hard Way again, which is this awesome, underrated film from the 90s with Michael J. Fox and James Woods. And Rob and I were thinking, fuck, it'd be really fun to sort of do something in this vein, but we were thinking for budgetary concerns, we gotta put it in one location, so, Die Hard. So we're like, let's amalgamate it and see what we can do. So that's kind of initially how we got the idea for it.
And once that happened, how did it all come together? Because I know you and Cody had made a film previous to this called Tapped or Tapped Out. So was this?
Yeah, there's so many titles we lost track.
Was this another collaboration between you? Can I get all you guys to just step forward a second? There's actually no back to that stage, so you could easily fall over and hurt.
Yeah, we were talking about sort of collaborating on something else together, and we had a really fun time making Tapped Out. And we kind of just wanted to up the ante and do something bigger, louder, more fun. And I said, well, the character's pretty much modeled after you, Brody, Cody. So I said, what you want to do it? And he was like, fuck yeah.
And Cody, if you want to answer a quick question, what was it like trying to put yourself in the mindset of just someone who's like kind of brain dead in a way?
It was easy. It was easy. Himself. Thanks, Alan. No, you know what? We just had a lot of fun, and playing with Dom was awesome. And I was just trying to piss him off the whole shoot. And he didn't want to talk to me at lunch break, but we're cool now. So, but no, it was really cool just working with all these guys and Steven and Danny, and we just all learned so much from these people. So it was great.
Excellent. And Trish, how did you get involved with the project?
Allan and Bruno, where's Bruno? Is he here? Or is he out there?
He's hiding.
He's hiding. He should be down here. They took a chance on me, basically. Yeah, I guess you can tell the story more because...
You were She,
It was very endearing. Trish loved the script. She came to us at a time where she really wanted to sort of jump back into movies and yes, for the second time. Obviously there are a lot of great influences. You've got female entertainers out there like Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey getting into movies, and I know that Trish has a strong passion. She gave it everything. She came in on weekends just like Dom did. She was rehearsing, and Bruno and I agreed to meet with her. And at first we weren't sure. We're like, okay, wrestler, foray into acting, it's a little different. And yeah, we took a chance on her, and we're fucking thrilled that we did. She was awesome, and she was so much fun to work with.
Yeah. Very cool. And Trish, just to ask you quickly, so you play a character that sort of switches allegiances partway through, or rather you're sort of like the secret mole kind of thing, right?
In wrestling, we call that a heel turn.
Okay, nice. So was it something that you actually wanted to do, to play sort of a villain for once?
Well, when I read the script, I was like, okay, this is cool. I get to play this badass chick. I get to do fight scenes. Okay, and I'm like, I looked at my husband. I'm like, babe, look at the ending. Like, to be part of that ending and just have that turn happen was awesome. So, I mean, and then hanging with Dom, I was kind of like his little sidekick, besides you.
I just want to add something. The first 3-4 punches that I did with Trish, she cracked me in the fucking face like 4 times in a row. I'm like, Alan, she's hitting me for real, man. She's cracking me. So she can hit.
And all that from a fake fighter too, huh? Yeah.
So who punches harder, her or Tim League?
I don't know. Tim didn't hit me, but.
All right. And moving down the line, how did you get involved with the project? What?
it's based on.
Yeah.
I helped out a bit with Tapped Out, and so Allan and I were working on this project. And again, it's Cody. It's absolutely Cody. And so, yeah.
Nice. Let's move down to Mike Lane for half a second. Okay. I actually wanted to talk to you about the editing of the action. So the action's got pretty good geography to it, but one thing that I think stands out about it is that you can see what the hell is going on a lot of the times. So how did you sort of massage that edit to the point where, because I'm sure it was a ton of footage to work with.
There was, actually. It was, I don't know, I guess I'd say it was deceptively complicated because there's like 5 or 6 characters in every single scene. There's 2 cameras, sometimes 3. There was a lot to juggle and a lot to keep track of and to figure out what you should be looking at the right moment that you should be looking at to get the emotional reaction that you should. Allan was very clear from the beginning about how he wanted the action to be geographically understandable, and how he does not enjoy current action movies where everything just becomes a blur of movement and you can't make anything out. And that was very much what he wanted to do. And he actually cut a lot of the action scenes himself as well, because he knew the pieces that he grabbed and he knew how he wanted to put it together, and there was a short amount of time to do it, and so we sort of went back and forth, and then we would meet up and sort of go over everything that we had done together, and then it was sort of like, okay, well maybe I'm getting lost here, because Allan was also very concerned about the tactics. He wanted it to be as, to appear as real as though these characters were properly trained as possible. And so sometimes I'd be like, I don't know the tactics, I don't care. And he'd stick to his guns. He's like, no, I need to see Dom do that foot thing with the door. Like, it needs to be there, because then you know he's real. So I was like, all right. But yeah, I guess in terms of keeping it sort of spatially related, it does become what feels proper or what feels right. And when it's not working, you can just tell it becomes a mess of nothing.
Excellent. And Allan, did you have some tactical advisors on set through the whole thing, sort of training the people?
Yeah, we brought some guys down from from the JTF, the Joint Task Force, and we ran boot camp for all the actors. Well, at least with what our budget allowed, but I think some of the actors, I know Trish and Dom definitely went overboard as much as possible, spent their weekends training, and we built that little kill house, and we were running drills with our stunt coordinator, Neil. Neil, do you want to come down here? Right here. Where is he? This guy is a badass, come on. And he worked with the cast, and we had these BB guns, and we were running drills, and we were doing it. He asked me to do it, I was too much of a pussy. But he worked really hard with them, and so we really sort of wanted to make it as authentic as possible, obviously in keeping with certain liberties you gotta take to make a Hollywood or movie, just period. There were certain liberties, but he wouldn't let me take too many.
Nice. Neil, welcome to the stage.
Do you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah,
about
talk a little bit about the
the,
stunt work in the movie and the training.
Certainly, it was a pleasure to work with the cast. They were all really eager, imagine, to grab guns and start shooting them. Thanks to the art department for building an awesome kill house. Some of us got in after hours too, the stunt guys, and just shot our way through the target range in there. But yeah, it was a pleasure. Everybody was glad to work on it. We did do a fair bit of time training. The guys I brought down from Ottawa, we can't go on too much about what they do, but these are the real guys. And we got a real glimpse of some of the movements that they do, how hard they train, how tight they are with the weapons, this sort of thing. We've got another guy who came in, Robbie, that we've been associated with for quite a while doing some other work, and Robbie was able to show us how to destroy people just with your bare hands. He put a little bit of a clamp on our boy Cody here. Got him howling, yeah, and Rob too, yeah. Left them feeling it, so it was a very real experience for them. People came out with a few bruises.
Very cool, very cool. Allan, quick question I just got to know. How hard was it to convince Danny Glover to say that one line? Like, was he resistant to the idea?
Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. He was so resistant, and I think when he read it, he knew there was a twinkle of Lethal Weapon in the script. I mean, it would be hard not to see that. And I think he just chose to ignore it until the day came, and we did a blocking, we did a rehearsal, and he just wouldn't even acknowledge it. We did like a full blocking as you would any scene, and he just skipped the line. So I went and I asked Trish and Dom, I said, what's going on? They're like, yeah, he's not saying it. And I'm like, well, do you want to fill me in? I gotta at least try. And they're like, I guess, look, obviously it's a signature line, everybody knows it, it's ubiquitous, but I guess every time people ask Danny Glover for an autograph, they're like, what's your name? They're like, just write the line, I guess it gets pretty tiresome after a while. So everybody discouraged me from trying to talk him into it, and I was like, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't try. So I go into his trailer, and he's kind of just sitting there, very zen. He likes to take naps in between takes. I actually had some friends who came by, saw a sleeping security guard, like, no, that's Danny Glover. And I was like, hey, Danny, I want to talk about the line. He's like, yeah, baby, come in. calls everybody baby. And I just said, could we do it? And he was like, no, not doing it. And I was like, well, do you want to tell me why? And he gave me the whole spiel, basically what Trish and everybody told me. And I just said, listen, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you an explanation. Can I give you the explanation? He goes, you can do whatever you want. You can give me all the explanations in the world. I'm still not saying it. So I'm like, fuck, this guy's tough. I'm like, it's not going to do it. And I just said to him, you're the reason, you, Mel Gibson, Dick Donner are the reason that I'm making movies. Like, this is an absolute throwback. This is paying tribute to what you guys have done. You guys inspired me. And I understand that you might be worried that it's, a little hokey, but I promise you this is a moment where the audience will clap or laugh or really, stand up and cheer. He's like, Chris Rock tried to get me to do it. He's like, I didn't even do it for Chris Rock. It's like, yeah. But we talked for a few minutes and he's like, you got heart. I appreciate it. You're a young kid. Like, thank you. And I said, all right, well, whatever. And I went back and Dom, who doesn't smile very much, is like, so is he going to do it? And I'm just like, no. And then we had the lights ready to go. We were about to shoot and his assistant calls me and he's like, yeah, Danny wants to speak to you. I was like, okay. And he's sitting there like he hasn't moved in like 15 minutes. He's just like, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, And I said, what's up? He's like, I got something for you. I was like, you gonna fill me in on what that is? He's like, no, just roll the cameras. I'm like, B camera? We're shooting 2 cameras on this. And he did it on the 3rd take. And Dom even broke character, which he never does, and he looked right at the fucking camera in Video Village. He's like, oh my God. And we all gave him, like, Cody gave him a hug, Trish gave, like, I almost cried, because I was just like, this is amazing, this is my childhood. So we helped him up, and he's like, we did it, baby, we did it.
Very cool. Okay, let's turn it on to the audience for a bit. Who's got some questions for the cast and crew? Don't everybody put up their hand at once.
Just Justin.
Anybody? Over there, right over there.
So the whole second act of the movie is this one big action sequence. Was that very scripted for the action material? Was it just very loose? So-and-so shoots so-and-so, and then dialogue sequence, and then just that, or was it very detailed in the initial shooting script?
Rob and I went through various iterations of the script, but it was always structured that way. And what we did, it was a tough shooting schedule. But what Neil and I would do is we would stay afterwards, and we even brought our assistant director and other people from the set to sort of act as the mercenaries. And we literally we played it out like kids. We were just like, this is how we would do it. And some of the tactical guys stayed afterwards as well. So, I mean, yeah, the intention was to make the second half like one big action set piece. But there were a lot of moving parts, obviously, and things changed and got rearranged, and we cut some stuff out. But we mostly, we got to do most of it. Yeah.
The script is 12 pages long. Yeah. Page 7, it's just bang, 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 and then kind of like the William Dafoe, and that's it.
Nice. Okay. Any other questions up there? Over here. Sorry, where? Oh, up there.
I don't even see.
The shirt show. The shirt.
Yeah, we got this light in our eyes. It's tough to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was the pee thing true?
You know what, Rob? I think you can take this one.
So after the 7th day of Cody drinking my urine, we just decided we might as well make it look like this is for the art.
I couldn't take it anymore, but this genius right here puts apple juice in it. That was apple juice. So every take, it was stinging my eyes like crazy. It was like,
I think her question is that, no, I got you.
It is real. It is in World War II, in trench warfare. If you were exposed to mustard gas, the way to neutralize what was it, the chlorine was to take the urea from urine. So this is actually a true thing that we just kind of stole. Yeah.
Nice.
Just say it. You had piss in your mouth.
Right here in the middle.
How was it like working with Stephen Lang and Vinnie Jones on the film?
It was a lot of fun. It was kind of like being in the locker room with a bunch of footballers, and obviously Vinnie Jones is an athlete. They were great. You know what? Like the two of them sort of just had a lot of fun dicking around on set, and Vinny's got that sort of aggressive sense of humor, and a lot of people know his personality. So Stephen would rein him in, and they were really open and receptive to a lot of my ideas, and I kind of let them play with it as well. And I thought they were kind of perfect for what they needed to be.
Excellent. We've got time for one more question. I know it seems brief, but anyone else? Somebody with the ultimate question? Nobody? The meaning of life. Trish Stratus, what is the meaning of life?
Stratisfaction.
She's got to answer that. Oh, yeah. Excellent. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
All right. And remember, go to the pub. You can meet them here.